So, dear students, yesterday we were discussing electrochemical series. What is electrochemical series? The arrangement of electrodes. The arrangement of electrodes in the decreasing order of their standard reduction potentials. The arrangement of electrodes in the decreasing order of the standard reduction electrode potentials from top to bottom is known as electrochemical series. It is also called as activity series because as the electrode potential decreases from top to bottom, the activity of metals increases from top to bottom. Therefore, this is also called as activity series. So now today we will discuss what are the applications of electrochemical series or significance of electrochemical series. So how electrochemical series are obtained? As I have told you in the last class, electrode potential of any electrode can be determined using reference electrode such as standard hydrogen electrode. Using standard hydrogen electrode potential of any electrode can be determined. I have explained how the electrode potential of zinc electrode is determined using SHE, and also I have explained how electrode potential of copper electrode is determined using standard hydrogen electrode. So the standard reduction electrode potential of zinc electrode I have determined is minus 0.76. The standard electrode potential of copper is 0.34. Like that, the electrode potential of any electrodes can be determined using a reference electrode such as standard hydrogen electrode. So today we will discuss what are the applications or significance. Applications or significance. Applications or significance of electrochemical series. Electrochemical series. So what is the first application? So using this electrochemical series, we can compare the reducing as well as oxidizing properties of elements. So first application is used to, which one? Electrochemical series is used to compare the oxidizing and as well as the reducing power of elements. So using electrochemical series, we can compare the oxidizing power as well as reducing power. So how do you compare? So first point, higher the value of E naught, higher the value of electrode potential, they are good oxidizing agents. Higher the electrode potential, they are good oxidizing agents. So if the value of reduction potential is high, it is a good oxidizing agent. What is the meaning of good oxidizing agent? It can accept the electrons easily, accepts the electron easily, undergo reduction easily, easily. So good oxidizing agents. So this is in this direction what happens? Oxidizing power increases. Good oxidizing agents. Good oxidizing agents. So as we move from bottom to top, the oxidizing power goes on increasing. Oxidizing agent, they are good oxidizing agent. That means they will accept the electron easily. They undergo reduction easily. So undergo reduction easily. Undergo reduction. If they accept the electron easily, they undergo reduction easily. Therefore, they are good oxidizing agents. They accept the electron, makes the other elements to lose the electron. That is known as oxidizing agents. So higher the value of E naught, they are good oxidizing agents. That means they accept the electron easily, undergo reduction easily. Number 2, lower the value of E naught. What is E naught? Reduction. Lower the value of E naught. They are good reducing agents. Reducing agents means they lose the electrons easily. They undergo oxidation. Easily. So this is you have to bear in your mind. So as we move from top to bottom, what happens? The electrode potential goes on decreasing. As the value goes on decreasing, they become good reducing agents. So good reducing agents in this direction. So good reducing agents. Reducing agents means loses electrons easily. Undergo oxidation easily. So the elements which are at the bottom undergoes oxidation easily. The elements at the top do not undergo oxidation easily, but they undergo reduction easily. They are good oxidizing agents. They are good reducing agents. So electrode potential, if the electrode potential value is less, they undergo oxidation easily and they are good reducing agents. If E naught value is high, they undergo reduction easily. They are good oxidizing agents. So this is you have to bear in your mind. So this is the first application. So by comparing the E naught values are used to compare whether they are good oxidizing agents, whether they are good reducing agents. Higher the value of E naught, they are good oxidizing agents. Lower the value of E naught, they are good reducing agents. Lower the value, they undergo oxidation easily. Higher values, they undergo reduction easily. So this is, we can compare the oxidizing power and reducing power. The elements below in the series undergo oxidation easily and therefore they are good reducing agents. Elements at the top undergo reduction easily and they are good oxidizing agents. So this is the first application. Second application, so to predict whether the metal displaces hydrogen gas from dilute to predict whether the metal displaces hydrogen gas from dilute acids or not. Dilute acids or not. So, for example, when zinc is added to dilute HCl, you will get zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. So what happens when zinc is added to dilute hydrochloric acid? Hydrogen gas is liberated. So how to predict whether on the other hand, if copper is added to dilute HCl, the reaction does not take place. So no liberation of hydrogen. So how to predict whether the metal displaces hydrogen from dilute acids? You see, what is the electrode potential of hydrogen electrode? Electrode potential of hydrogen electrode is 0.00. When metals below hydrogen in the electrochemical series, what is the value of electrode potential? They have negative electrode potential values. When the metals below hydrogen in the series are added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas is liberated because hydrogen ions undergo reduction. Say for example, so point number 1, when metals below hydrogen in the series, metals below hydrogen in the series is added to dilute acids, hydrogen gas is liberated because hydrogen ions undergo reduction. To form H2 gas. So for example, here zinc is present below hydrogen in the series. When zinc is added to dilute HCl, what happens? Zinc undergo oxidation and hydrogen ions undergo reduction, forming hydrogen gas. So this is the very important point. When metals below hydrogen in the series are added into dilute acids, below hydrogen in the series means they have negative E0 values. When the metals having negative E0 values than hydrogen are added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas will be liberated. So when the metals above hydrogen in the series are added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas is not liberated because here these metals undergo reduction and hydrogen undergo oxidation. Therefore, hydrogen gas is not liberated. So, number 2, when metals above hydrogen in the series or above hydrogen in the series means positive E naught values. Positive E naught values. Here when metals below hydrogen in the series bracket ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ negative E naught values. ಇಲ್ಲಿ when the metals above hydrogen in the series means positive E naught values are added into dilute acids. Dilute acids means whether it may be dilute HCl, dilute H2SO4, dilute HNO3. What happens? No hydrogen gas is liberated. No hydrogen gas is liberated because hydrogen ions metal ions undergo reduction. So this is the second application. So whether a metal displaces hydrogen from dilute acids, we can know whether a metal displaces hydrogen from dilute acids. How to know this one? Looking at the electrochemical series, if the metal is below hydrogen or having negative values of electrode potentials, when these metals below hydrogen in the electrochemical series are added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas is liberated. On the other hand, if a metal added is above hydrogen in the electrochemical series, hydrogen gas is not liberated because in the first one, hydrogen ions undergo reduction forming hydrogen gas. In the later cases, these metals undergo reduction forming metals. Say for example, when iron is added, zinc is added, aluminum is added, magnesium is added, lithium is added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas will be liberated. On the other hand, if copper, gold, etc. are added, hydrogen gas is not liberated. So this is the second application to predict whether a metal displaces hydrogen from dilute acids or not. So let us study the third application. So first application, where we can know whether it is a good oxidizing agent or reducing agents. So metals which are below in the series are good reducing agents, metals above in the series are good oxidizing agents. So metals below hydrogen, when added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas will be liberated, whereas the metals above hydrogen are added into dilute acids, hydrogen gas is not liberated. Third application, we can calculate the EMF of the galvanic cell obtained EMF of the galvanic cell, that is E naught cell obtained by combining the two electrodes in the series. So we can calculate the electrode potential of the cell obtained. For example, when zinc electrode is coupled with copper electrode, we will get Daniell cell. On the other hand, when zinc electrode is coupled with hydrogen electrode, aluminum electrode coupled with iron electrode, etc., we can calculate the EMF of the cell. The electrode with lower E naught value lower E naught value undergoes oxidation and is an anode. So electrode with lower E naught values, when two electrodes are combined to get galvanic cell, the electrode with lower E naught values undergo oxidation and is an anode. Number 2, the electrode with higher E naught value, lower E naught value, this is higher E naught value, lower E naught value electrode undergo